Hello and welcome back to the FPL Tom YouTube channel. In today's video we are going to be covering my game week 23 team selection ahead of a huge double game week, not only in terms of fantasy but in terms of the Premier League title charge, with Arsenal taking on Manchester City next Wednesday. An absolutely massive game. Also in the video we're going to take a look at my game week 22 point scoring, which is going very well so far, and also take a look at my top transfer targets ahead of game week 23. If you do enjoy the content that you see on the channel, please like, comment and subscribe, as we are trying to hit 1,000 subs here on the FPL Tom YouTube channel. But that's enough waffle from me. Let's dive in to today's video. And starting off today's video, we're going to take a look at my game week 22 team, how it's all going so far. Obviously the game week still in progress, with Manchester United taking on Leeds United on Wednesday night, and so far the game week is going very well indeed. As you can see, I did end up using my triple captain chip, playing it on Marcus Rashford. Very happy with his performance so far against Leeds United as well, a team who've just about an hour ago sacked their manager Jesse Marsch. A little bit all over the place. Potentially there is the option that they could get the new manager bounce, but I think that'll probably be more applicable in the following fixtures. I don't think this fixture has come a little bit too soon for that kind of to happen, and I don't think we're expecting to see a response. So hopefully Rashford can continue his good work, get me some more points. Very good use of the triple captainship from myself, if I must say so. Other standout players as well, Kepa in goal, absolutely amazing over the past few weeks. 29 points in the past 3 game weeks, absolutely unbelievable. I don't think I've had a goalkeeper do that well in such a short amount of space of time. Usually I go for kind of 4.5 million goalkeepers and they do okay, you know, they'll get the odd kind of 6 pointer, maybe a couple save points, maybe a few bonus points along the season, but Kepa is absolutely smashing it in FPL terms right now. Estupinian as well, very happy with him. Another clean sheet point on top of the 2 assists he got last week. Very astute business by me. Very happy to have him in my team. Other standouts as well, Bruno Fernandes, who I did bring in this game week as well, scoring from the penalty spot. He has been on excellent run of form over the past few game weeks. I don't think he's blanked now since game week 18, so you know, really strong kind of start after the resumption from the World Cup from him and from Manchester United as well. So really happy to have him in my team for the upcoming game weeks as well. Harry Kane obviously breaking Jimmy Greaves' record up front, a very consistent performer this year. I think he is a player that you've kind of just got to have in your team, a set and forget, because he's a little bit fixture proof. He's scoring against top teams like Manchester City, having absolutely amazing play as well. As you can see by the game week 22 score, we have scored 84 points so far, overall points of 1,347, and a game week 22 rank of 212,590. That is obviously subject to change with Rashford, Fernandes and Shaw still to play. So hopefully we can break into that top 200. A top 150k by the end of this week would be absolutely amazing, considering where we were about 4 game weeks ago, around like the 700,000. If we can get into the top 150k, that would be absolutely amazing. Puts us in a really good position for the kind of end run towards the end of the season. But let me know how you've done so far this game week. Let me know, did you go with Rashford triple captain, or are you saving it, or are you have already used it, if I can get my words out there. But yeah, let me know down in the comments below, how did your game week 22 side go? But let's take a look at some game week 23 transfer targets for my team. Moving on to the transfer targets section of this game week, where I will discuss what players I am potentially looking to target for game week 23. I've identified 2 players that I'm potentially looking to sell and 2 that I'm looking to bring in. Let's go through the first one. It is Almiron out and Riyad Mahrez in. I think a lot of people have kind of given up on the Almiron hype train. It seems like it was a pre-World Cup thing. He doesn't seem to be able to kind of hit the form that he was doing previously. Over the past 5 game weeks, 0 goals plus assists, only 13 points, and absolutely dismal XG and expected assists as well. So a real no-brainer. The only thing that's maybe making me think not to go for this move is Bournemouth, the fixture, because Bournemouth have been absolutely dreadful since the turn of the year. I think they've only managed to win 1 game since the turn of the year, so absolutely awful form from them. They're in a really, really difficult position at the moment. I do kind of expect them to kind of go for a new manager at some point and get that, you know, new manager bounce, but we will see what they do. So I definitely think Almiron is kind of the player that I'm looking to get out of my team. Also blanked in game week 25 with Newcastle playing in the League Cup final as well against Manchester United. So another reason to kind of sell him so I don't have to use my free hit chip in game week 25. The player that I'm looking to bring in is Riyad Mahrez. Now, I was a dead set on this transfer last kind of evening before watching the Manchester City game, and then I saw Mahrez was subbed in the 58th minute. Yeah, not great there, Pep, is it, mate? Not great there. He has been City's highest scoring player over the past 5 game weeks, and he also has really good fixtures in game week 24 and game week 25, where Manchester City do take on Bournemouth, and I want as many people available for that game week, like we said, with the blanks, and that being such a good fixture for Manchester City. He's the player at the moment who's in kind of the most form, the purple patch. He has been the star man over the past 5 game weeks for Manchester City, and obviously has a double where Miguel Almiron does not have a double. So very, very appetizing. I do have to kind of think about this one. Do I want to bring in a potentially rotation player? But he does have a game in game week 25. Also has good fixture in 24. This double in 23. I think it makes sense to make this move. I'm 95% sure this is going to be my transfer for this game week. However, the other alternative, or something I may potentially do for a -4, is Nketiah in and Mitrovic out. Nketiah has been the second best expected goals forward over the past 5 game weeks, obviously excluding HAALAND, who's number 1. He's Arsenal's leading man at the moment, and in his past 5 games has 3 goals and 1 assist, and also has a double. Brentford and Manchester City, both home fixtures as well. That second game being absolutely massive for both sides. And then on the flip side of that, the reasons I want to sell Mitrovic: 9 points in his last 5 games, only 1 goal and 2 penalty misses during that time. But he is a player who, when he is kind of in the zone, in the form, he'll just bang. He is very, very much fixed proof. We saw that earlier this season. Obviously, Chelsea away this game week is not correct because he's playing Nottingham Forest. A little bit of an error from me. So that is the only reason that I'm maybe not considering selling Mitrovic. Nottingham Forest at home on paper is a good fixture, but Nottingham Forest have actually been quite good over the past few weeks. Bringing in Keylor Navas as well, a world-class, exceptional goalkeeper as well. I do think we are going to see a lot more clean sheets and a lot more defensive resiliency from that Forest side. So I think they're not going to be the fixture to target anymore, especially for the next few game weeks as well. Mitrovic as well, a concern. Maybe he's not on penalties anymore. Obviously missed his last 2. Are they going to potentially look at giving Andres Pereira a go? Willian took a few at Chelsea as well a few years ago. So there's plenty of other players who are exceptional penalty takers who haven't missed in recent times. Pereira has took, I think, 2 this season, or maybe 1, and scored it as well. So obviously he does have a track record with penalties. But those were the 2 transfer targets that I'm potentially looking at this game week. Obviously, I know a lot of other people are looking at different players: Odegaard, Saka, KDB. Let me know down in the comments below what players you're looking to target for this double game week. If you do need any help as well, leave a comment down below and I will answer it and give you my opinion. But let's move on to my game week 23 lineup for this game week. The final section in today's video is going to be my game week 23 team selection. So let's just dive into it. Let's have a look at the team that I've selected for this double game week. As you can see, Kepa in goal. Like I said, been absolutely smashing it over the past few game weeks. 29 points scored from a goalkeeper as cheap as he is absolutely exceptional. You're not going to find better value. Absolutely doing bits for my rank as well, because I think he's at about 9% ownership as well. West Ham have been very kind of impotent in front of goal this season. It's not really worked with Skamaka. Antonio's goals have dried up, as have Jared Bowen's. That's kind of been their big issue this season. Obviously, away is going to be a little bit difficult, but I did think Chelsea played exceptionally well in that Fulham game, so hopefully we can get another clean sheet out of Kepa. Moving into the back line, Kieran Trippier obviously been a stalwart of everybody's FPL team this year. Bournemouth haven't been in great form, have they? So I'm expecting a clean sheet there. Would have liked a double up on Newcastle players for this fixture, but obviously with them blanking in game week 25, I'm not going to be looking to bring in any players to kind of attack this fixture. Moving on is Estupinian. Like I said, a player that I'm very, very happy to have in my team. Really, really like him. Love the positions he's getting into. And Crystal Palace as well have not won a game in all competitions since the turn of the year. Their last win was on the 31st of December, so in a bit of a miserable patch are Crystal Palace. Obviously away from home, it is a derby as well, Eagles versus Seagulls, so, you know, hopefully he can get a clean sheet in that one. Luke Shaw as well, happy to hold him for another couple of game weeks. I do think he's going to come out of my team in game week 25. We will look at other options when that time comes, but happy to have him for now. Leeds away is a little bit of a difficult one because obviously, like we said, there's going to be this new manager bounce. It's how do they kind of respond to that, but United have been in exceptional form, but that's just kind of the way football works, isn't it? One team in absolutely dismal form, can't win to save their lives. One team playing amazingly well. New manager comes in, and what happens? The rubbish team wins. It always happens. Look at Everton versus Arsenal this weekend. There's so many examples for it. New manager bounce is a thing. Get used to it. That's a little bit of a concern, but hopefully they can get past that. And our final defender is Ben White. Obviously really happy to hold him. Excellent value at 4.7 million. Both home fixtures as well. I'm hoping they could potentially keep one clean sheet, although Brentford have been an exceptional side this season. One of the best run clubs in England. A real joy to watch them every single week in the Premier League. And obviously the Manchester City game, absolutely anything could happen in that. But we obviously want players with doubles. Martinelli is our first midfielder, and if he wasn't doubling this week, I probably would be looking to move him out of my team. The last two performances, he's been subbed in the 70th minute and the 59th minute. Obviously with Trossard, Smith Rowe now available back from injury, there's been this increase of competition for Gabriel Martinelli, and it's kind of meant that when he's not performing up to the levels, I think it's only 1 goal and 1 assist in his last 5. Okay-ish underlying data, but obviously with Trossard being such an exceptional player and Emile Smith-Rowe as well coming back from injury, they now have options just to rotate, swap off Martinelli if it's not working, so he's not seeing out games anymore, which is a big concern. Not even making the 60th minute is absolutely disastrous as well from an FPL perspective. So I do think after this double, I will potentially be looking to move him out. I'll probably wait till after game week 25 as I do have bigger issues to deal with rather than play my free hit. Second midfielder in my team is Bruno Fernandes. Obviously leads away, we spoke about this fixture. Hopefully it's going to be a good one for Manchester United. Bruno not blanked since game week 18 and great to see him back on penalties. Very similar to the man next to him as well, Marcus Rashford. Absolutely scintillating form. Very happy to own him for the next few game weeks. Obviously game week 25, that blank coming up. So we are potentially going to have to look to maybe remove him. I don't know what my plan is yet. We'll have to kind of wait and see on that one, but very happy to have him for game week 23 and game week 24. As you can see, I have put Mahrez in here as he is kind of 95% the transfer that I'm going to go with. We obviously spoke in depth about him in the last section. As you can see, I think the other players that I'm potentially looking at, obviously we had Nketiah for Mitrovic, or Odegaard maybe, or maybe Saka. I'm potentially leaning a little bit more towards Odegaard as I do think he's going to see out a full 90 minutes as he is the captain of the side. Moving on to the front line, we do have obviously the man who's going to be my captain this week. It is Erling Haaland, Aston Villa and Arsenal. Aston Villa a little bit in kind of mixed form. I can't really put my eye on what they are trying to do, what they're trying to become. It's a little bit all over the shop, very inconsistent with their performances and results so far this season. So I do think Haaland will potentially get a goal, well hopefully, as he's going to be my captain. And then like we said, that Arsenal game could be absolutely anything. And of course, finishing up our lineup is Harry Kane. Very, very happy to have him in my team. Obviously, he's been absolutely exceptional player, hasn't he? Overtaking Jimmy Greaves' record as well. And Leicester, he has a fantastic record against. 15 games, 18 goals, 4 assists. Very, very happy to have him in my team, especially against Leicester. I think he's a player who's going to go massively under the radar this week. Obviously, people who don't own him, I think are going to feel a little bit of a burn. If it wasn't a double game week, I would potentially be looking at captaining Harry Kane, but we do have to go with players with double game week fixtures. To finish up quickly, going over to the bench, Ward, Tottenham at home, obviously Mitrovic and Andreas against Nottingham Forest. Not bad fixtures, but I think we do have a stronger lineup out there. And then to finish the lineup, we do have just Patterson on the bench, still injured, a player that I potentially as well, maybe, like very slim chance, I might go for an Ake or an Akanji to replace him. I've got the money, but I don't really want to go for a back five this game week. That was my Game Week 23 team selection. Let me know what you think of it down in the comments below. If you do need any help as well, also leave that down there. If you did enjoy the video, please like, please subscribe. Like I said, we're trying to hit 1,000 subs here on the channel and would be absolutely amazing if we could do so. Thank you very much for watching and good luck this game week.